In 7 days time, I'm running my first ever ultra. It's 52K across Costa Rican hills, up the mountains, in insane heat. Right now it gets to about 35 degrees midday. So it's gonna be so hot, and I've just come from the French Alps where it was really cold. My body is still not adjusted to it. I arrived in Costa Rica and the first thing my friend said to me is that they've just signed up for this ultra. The kind of person I am, I don't wanna shy away from a challenge. I don't wanna be the guy that's like, oh, I can't do it because I've got this or that, and make up some weird excuses. I just said, fuck it, I'm in. I've got 7 days. It's emergency training right now. I'm gonna walk you through the training plan that I've got, the nutrition that I'm gonna be doing. I think nutrition is gonna be the most important element for me. It's not like in 7 days I'm gonna suddenly become insanely fit and have crazy conditioning. So I think I'm relying very heavily on my nutrition. And I'm also in a really interesting period of my business where there's so much happening. So all of this training, the personal brand, YouTube, documenting everything, and my business, I'm trying to juggle everything. So I thought it'd be really interesting just to walk you through a full day. Right now, I'm doing 3 one-hour sessions. So we're gonna do 1 in the morning, 1 at lunch, and 1 in the evening to try and get in the distance without having it, you know, a 3-hour session in one go where it's just too much on my joints. So I'm breaking it up. Today's the first day of doing this, 1 hour right now. So time to get it. It's also worth mentioning that I have never run more than 10K in my life. So the jump from 10 to 52 is huge, and I'm aware of that. I'm preparing myself mentally for a good 6-7 hour slog, however long it's gonna take me, but it's gonna be a proper mental battle, and I just need to know that physically I can do it. I'm gonna get across the finish line, whatever it takes. I might be in a pretty broken state, but it's mentally that's gonna get me across the finish line, along with good nutrition that's gonna really, really help. Before this run, I want to keep it quite light. I don't really like running too heavy. So I've got coconut water, I've had some raw milk, papaya, coffee. This is a little powerful bowel movement combo first thing in the morning. So gonna have this, go to the toilet, and then get a good hour running and see how I feel. I'm also gonna be bringing a pack with me. I wanna keep the training sessions as close to the actual day when I run. So wearing the same clothes, having the same pack, actually packing more food than I need to see what it's like running with all that stuff. So I've got orange juice, coconut water, pineapple juice, everything that's just full of got some added lime to it, salt, trying to maximize the amount of electrolytes I'm getting and just see how I go with that. And then I'm gonna test a few different foods in my training sessions, but generally sticking to a lot of fruit, a lot of raw dairy, a lot of raw meat, and we'll see how we go. All right, first lesson is don't run with a banana in your bag. This fucker just exploded all over my shit. I'll sort that out when I get home. Fuck. Tastes pretty good. Another thing is running with plastic bottles sucks. I hate plastic, but I don't know what else. I wouldn't use glass. Stainless steel is too heavy, so just got to deal with it. Coconut water, so good. So that's the first run done. I'm gonna fuel up now. I felt pretty good, to be honest. It was hard, but it's obviously gonna be hard on the first one. I've got this little outdoor seating area. I think in between the runs, what I'm trying to do is just basically do nothing and restore my central nervous system as much as possible. I do have some work to do, but just gonna take it easy, try and recover as much as possible. It is the first run, I feel good, but I think on the second and third, it's gonna be pretty tough. So we'll see how it goes. Food-wise, I'm just trying to get as much electrolytes in. I've been squeezing some orange juice, lime, salt. There's a lot of good stuff in there. That's a lot of orange juice as well, so I might make some more later if we need it. And then I've got a couple raw eggs, some raw yogurt that I managed to get from a goat farm nearby. And then we just got some mango and, oh shit. Nice. All right, take 2, got some more eggs. I'm gonna crack them when I'm actually ready to down them. Yeah, just got some mango and fruit in here, some cacao nibs, and then gonna crack on with some work before preparing for the next race. I'm gonna try and get in as many calories as I can today, so I'll probably have lunch before the second run, let it digest, and then go out, and I'll show you what I'm having for lunch. So I know I said I wasn't going to do anything in between the runs, but I've got so much happening at Organised that I just can't wait to work on. And I feel like when you work on something that you're really passionate about, it almost balances out the stress, the strain, the hours you put in. It's so fulfilling. Like it's a really energizing feeling that you get from working on something that you just like you can't stop thinking about it. So right now we have a lot going on at Organised, and just to update you with the business that we're creating, we launched 8 months ago. We've been selling out like crazy. The demand has been insane, and a lot of the time we're selling out of stock. For the last month, we've been completely out of stock for subscribers, and it wasn't because I wanted to create exclusivity and do these limited edition drops and create that hype around it. It's purely because we can't keep up with demand, and we've got suppliers that, to put it bluntly, will just disappear for 1 to 2 months because they're not hungry about the business and they don't really care about the communication. They're just, here's the product when you need it. They give us the ingredients, the raw ingredients, but they don't tell us when they ship it. So we can sometimes be in the dark for 1 to 2 months. And as a business that's growing, scaling, trying to keep up with the demand we have, it just can't work like that. So I've been working really hard behind the scenes for the last couple of months to onboard new suppliers. And we found suppliers with the same, if not better quality, grass-fed, grass-finished, really high-quality organs, but are so much better with communication. They can keep up with demand. They're hungry for the business. They want to help us scale. So that has helped us to get back into stock. We've got a huge amount launching, and that's going to be in 2 days. So it's Saturday right now. We're launching the stock back on Monday, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. As a business that has one product and you're out of stock for a month, the business just stops completely. We're about to go back into business, and we have so much stock coming that it's going to give us 6 to 8 months of just continuous growth. So I've been able to raise some money, put it all into the stock, and I cannot wait for the next few months. It's going to be so exciting. On top of that, we've also been working on an iPhone app and an Android app. We've launched it before, but we've had a huge major update to it where we can now leave reviews on farms. We can leave comments on farms. There's a community. So what we're doing is we're building the Organised community. Anyone that's got questions about gut health, raw milk, good quality farms, where can I go to get grass-fed meat, whatever it is. And we want to build this ecosystem where if you put a question in or you put a thought, there's a whole community behind that can help answer it or lead their discussion on what you're posting. And it's specifically for the niche of animal-based ancestral health. And right now there's nothing like that. You can get Facebook groups and pages on Instagram and stuff, but a page or a platform, that's all built around that one niche with an entire community of like-minded people, plus the fact that you can find any farm that sells raw milk in the UK, and we're also adding thousands to the US. We're about 400 right now, and we've got 150 in the UK. We have done a huge amount of work behind the scenes, and we will be at, I think, 2,000 to 3,000 by April, if not more. So I cannot wait to get that to people. It's like every farm we add is in an area and then can help find the best quality food, milk, grass-fed meat, raw honey, just really high quality ingredients can supply a huge area. And the US is so big, so every farm we do has such a big impact on the quality of food that people are eating and the access and getting away from the global supermarket chain. So some really big stuff over the next few weeks, and I can't stop pulling myself away from it. I think actually I feel better just in between the runs working on this. Takes my mind off the fact that I'm going to be doing the 52k ultra in 1 week. So yeah, got a lot of work to do. Next meal of the day, I've quickly thrown together a little dog bowl. I've got some raw buffalo mince, some raw cheese, sauerkraut, cucumber, salt, lime. Gonna eat this, go for run 2. One thing I wanted to touch on specifically about the raw meat is certain foods, when they're raw, have enzymes, and specific foods like raw meat, things like pineapple, papaya, they contain their own enzymes, which means they break down in your stomach without you having to use your own enzymes, and it saves energy when digesting. It digests a lot more efficient, and I always wondered why I felt so good training after raw meat. So I read that recently, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to have a raw buffalo bowl now, and then see how I do on the run. But I think that's what I'll be doing race day. So really important to trial it on the training days so that I go into race day knowing exactly how I'm going to feel. And the cat's trying to come and steal my raw bowl. All right, about to do run number 2. I've got the old hat and shirt method, try to keep the sun off my back. It is so hot right now, it's like 35 degrees, midday. Still got to get it done. So that's run 2 done of the day, and honestly I felt really good. I felt really strong. Ended up doing about an hour and a half, so I did more time than I want to. In total today I've run about 20k, and I've got one more run to do tonight, which I'm gonna eat, make sure I get enough food, drink more electrolytes, and then try and get that last run in. It'll probably be quite an easy one. Don't do anything too crazy before bed. One thing I wanted to show at this point in the video is the recovery that I'm doing. So after every single run, I've got a few things. One is topical magnesium on the points that I've been really using. My calves, I'm feeling it a lot, bottom of my feet, the fascia, and then also my quads, just getting topical magnesium onto there. And that just massaging it in has actually quite a significant effect in terms of just reducing inflammation, feeling really good, especially when you're doing 3 runs in one day. The next thing is I've been icing the bottom of my feet with just an ice pack and standing on it, and I have sometimes fascia that just pops up, like a little bit of inflammation, so that really reduces that. And since doing that, I've not felt any pain in the bottom of my feet. And then there's a third sort of like movement set that I do, which is just really simple, sitting up on my feet like that, stretching out the tibialis, holding that for a few minutes, moving up onto my feet, stretching the fascia, holding that for a few minutes, which feels really good. And then my favorite stretch is kind of like a pigeon pose, but it's a little bit easier. It's like the predecessor to it. Just getting into this, I think they call it like the 90-90. And then you can lie down and really pull that stretch. So those are things that I'm doing for recovery. But in terms of prevention, when I was in Costa Rica a few years ago, I got a really fortunate opportunity to meet Ben Patrick, also known as Knees Over Toes guy. And we were working out, and I had really bad shin splints. I have had it for years and years because I used to do a lot of running, a lot of football. I could never get rid of it, and I just assumed that it was just the way that I was built, just like really skinny legs. I always had shin splints. So he gave me a few exercises and said, do this every other day, and I promise you within a week that you'll never have shin splints again. So I've maintained that. I basically do that every other day. I've never had shin splints since, and it's even more important now to be doing this, to prepare for the race, to prevent any injuries. I've got like 7 days now, so if I get injured, it's going to be the worst thing. Like I need to maintain, whilst also like all this running, building, conditioning is a lot of work for my body and a lot of stress. And I've been doing like no running before this, so it's a lot on my body right now. I'm going to show you the quick movements that he showed me. The first one is just, if you get a wall, put your bum up to it, and the further your feet go out, the harder it is. You're literally just doing toe raises like that, and that's working the tibialis. I do 25 reps of that. You can make it harder by holding a weight or a weighted vest. 25 of those, and then really simple, just put your foot out, one leg, calf raise, those 25, then you come in like right up close to it, another 25 on both legs. It's so simple, and it takes about 5 minutes, but doing that every other day has completely got rid of shin splints, which has been a huge issue for me. So I'm making sure that I'm doing that to prevent any injuries leading up. I do feel like having a stronger tibialis really allows me to put a lot more stress on the body running and conditioning at this point. So that's what I'm doing for recovery. I'm gonna go make lunch now, and then I've got one final run, and I'm gonna have some dinner. So yeah, it's a lot in one day. It has been a huge day of training, and I'm feeling it right now. So I'm gonna end the day with an early night and a huge plate of food. I've got some buffalo, pineapple, cucumber, sauerkraut, raw goat's cheese, gonna squeeze some lime on that. I'm so hungry right now, and I cannot wait to eat this. And gonna make sure I rest up early, because even though I'm probably not gonna have a big day tomorrow, it's gonna be a lot of hiking and stuff. I wanna make sure I'm recovering properly. The day after I might do some more fast-paced stuff, but tomorrow is just gonna be long walks, maybe a slight hike up a hill, but nothing too intense. I'm really happy with how today went and how I feel right now. Although I'm tired, my legs felt really strong, and actually running, my fitness was really, kind of shocked me how good I felt. So we'll see how it goes. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video. It's gonna be the actual event. It's in 6 days now, so yeah, it's coming up. Thank you for watching.